Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty. It's December 1st, 2018. Today I'm talking about strata corporations making really dumb decisions in terms of bylaw amendment restrictions, which negatively impact market value. The reason I'm talking about this is I've served on quite a few councils myself. I own a few condos, and last week in the Songhees area there was a building that voted to restrict rentals to a 1-year minimum. Previous to that, it was a 30-day minimum. And this is going to drive value in that building down because you take out a percentage of the market. Maybe someone wants to travel 6 months of the year and rent their place 6 months of the year. There's a lot of different scenarios, but basically you limit your pool of buyers by introducing such a bylaw restriction. But like many other bylaw restrictions, it's a really dumb one because how are you going to enforce it? Someone can sign a 1-year lease, have an amendment to that lease they don't present to the strata that says that the lease can be canceled at any time without penalty. So tough to enforce, but definitely impacts market value. Over the years, what are some of the dumbest strata bylaw restrictions I've seen? Well, the first one is to limit or eliminate rentals. Going from unrestricted rentals to no rentals, you probably take 15% off the market value of your condo. Seriously, it's a huge factor. There's a bunch of other ones. I've seen stratas, restrict dog weight to 30 pounds. Then, you're trying to sell your unit, you're 6 months on market, and a buyer shows up and they have a 32-pound dog. Like, just complete nonsense. And the flip side of all of this is I've never had a client come to me in my career and say, Marko, I only want to buy in a building that does not allow dogs, or Marko, I only want to buy in a building that does not allow rentals. The only bylaw restriction to date that I've seen that may improve resale value is no smoking. But all the other restrictions, such as no pets, no children, no barbecues, no rentals, you can say nose cliff to the value of your condo if you introduce those bylaws. The one thing I find people always bring up at these bylaw restriction votes is, well, this is our home. We don't want renters. This is not an investment. But the funny thing is, when I go sell units, everyone wants top dollar. And then when I sit down with sellers and I say, listen, unfortunately, you're not going to get what the building next door is getting per square foot because you have no rentals, no pets, no barbecues, no children. People look at me with this dumb face like they can't understand it. Like, what's there not to understand? The more restrictions you have, the smaller the buyer pool, the lower the market value is going to be. So I wish strata corporations would think bylaw restrictions through a bit better, much like developers have. When was the last time in the last 15 years you saw a development in Victoria that had any sort of restriction? Developers are smart people. They want to sell to a big market pool. They make everything unrestricted because it results in the top dollar. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.